Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove the LCD from an eMachine laptop. This is an E527-2537 model. Should be pretty much the same for all the E500 series. Basically what we'll do to go ahead and get the broken LCD out, if you have one and need to get it replaced, is remove the screws along the housing of the LCD. Should be a total of 4 screws on each corner, one on each corner rather. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You just take these screws out and this whole plastic housing will separate and you can get access to your LCD. You do have to, or it's real important to get the model number off of the back of the LCD when you're replacing it, because if you just go off the model number of the laptop, you may end up getting an LCD that's not the right aspect ratio or resolution, and it may not install correctly. So there's a label, and I'll show you when I take the LCD out, that has the correct part number that you want to ask for from whoever you're buying it from, whether it's eBay or another seller. So let's go ahead and remove the screws. And on the, I don't know if this one had them or not, but on the top there may be a little rubber sticky thing covering the screws. Just peel it off with your fingernail or pry it off. It won't break anything, but that's covering the screw, so you have to remove it. And then just remove the screw underneath it. Okay, so now all 4 screws have been removed. You should be able to just pry this open with little force. You can hear it snaps together, so you want to be careful when you're taking this apart not to break any of those snaps. And you can see I'm just using my finger to pry it off. No special tools. And there you have it. The front bezel is now removed. You can just set it aside. And this was trash stuck in there somehow. These are a little bit more expensive because these are LCDs and not LED displays. So when you see this power inverter, the circuit board right here, that's called the inverter, and that means you have an LCD type screen, not an LED, so it may cost you a little bit more. So be careful, make sure you pay attention when you're buying your new monitor, or your new LCD rather. Okay, and then on the side there's a metal frame that holds the LCD in place. Let me see if I can get you a better angle. So this metal bracket holds the LCD in place. There's 3 screws on each side. You don't need to worry about removing the hinges or anything like that. You can just go ahead and remove the screws. They're all the same thread pattern and the same length, so you don't need to worry about mixing them up, which makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so we have one side removed. You can see the LCD is now loose. And it might be a good thing to go ahead and also unplug the inverter. There should be, or there will be, a little power cable going to the inverter. It's connected to the actual LCD itself. It's usually pink and white, which in this case it is, or actually pink and green. So you can safely disconnect that. But let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and remove the LCD first. Okay, so now all the screws are removed. You can see the LCD is no longer attached. And let's see if I can get this better angle here. You can see there's a ribbon cable that's usually taped down. This is what connects and gives you a display. So you can just carefully pull that down. You want to just pull downwards on it. And again, sometimes there's a real thin, clear piece of tape. It keeps the connector in place from falling out or becoming loose. So you can just pry that off, and you can see the connector comes out pretty easily and goes right back in pretty easily. And the last thing we need to do is remove the inverter, or disconnect the inverter. And okay, and you want to be careful not to damage the inverter, or else you'll end up having to replace that also. And then you can carefully just pull that out, just disconnect it from the inverter board. And stuck on some tape back here. But now you can see the LCD is out. This is the label that will tell you which part number you need. It's kind of clear, or it's I'm sorry, it's not very clear, but it's like in this case LP156WH1. So you can look for that whenever you're searching, do an internet search for your supplier to make sure that this coordinates with whatever you're buying. That way you do get the correct LCD, and then just follow the steps backwards when you're installing it, and you'll be able to fix your broken eMachine without too much hassle. You can do the whole repair in less than about 30 minutes. Thanks for watching.